Everything's recording.
Good afternoon. It's July 13th, 2026. This is the 2026 Tilton Northfield Fire and EMS Building Committee meeting is hereby called to order. Right to the agenda, I don't see anyone in public. I'm feeling kind of alone, actually. We have the minutes from 6/22/28 to review.
It should be in your packet.
Yep.
I reviewed it, Mr. Chairman. Maybe everybody had a chance on.
Before I get any further, we do have a quorum for voting members. Scott Hayes, Tim Sattler, Matt Ozier, Sabrina McPhail, look at that, and myself. So we're good to proceed. Is there a motion relative to the minutes of June 22nd?
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Is there a second?
I wasn't there, I can't second it.
I second
Me
it.
too.
Okay. Is there any discussion on the minutes?
Looked pretty accurate to me.
Okay,
That's it.
Jeremy Perkins just entered the room. I feel like I'm on the internet.
Probably are.
Will be tomorrow.
So, relative to minutes, we found out through a legal opinion that it makes no difference whether you were here or not. If you choose to, you can second, you can move, you can second, and you can vote. If you choose to. You don't have to, but if you choose to. So we all know that that is an acceptable thing to do. I'm sorry, I missed a response to, is there any discussion on the minutes? All those in favor of the minutes as presented, please say aye.
Aye.
That is the quorum, we do have four. Any opposed? Minutes as written. Old business, review the charge. I'd really hoped to have more people here. Because I think reviewing the charge and understanding the charge could be two different things. And
Yeah.
will inevitably lead to questions. I got a note here somewhere. Let me do it. Questions that come to mind, or thoughts that come to mind, is if we are going to bring this to a successful vote, as many as possible of the members of this committee need to understand and support the plan. I suspect that there will not be 100% buy-in, but we need to figure out how to work with that, so in the end, we come out as whipped cream instead of heavy cream. So, I mean, at some point when we have enough people, I would like to hear from everyone on an individual basis. Are you on board? Are you on board 100%? Are you on board more than 100% if you need to be?
I want to understand more.
That's where I want to go. Because the only way we're going to come out on top is if we're successful in getting this to the public. And I think to get it to the public and be successful, you kind of got to believe it.
Mr. Chairman, might I have a comment?
Sure.
I am on this committee because I believe that we need a fire station now. Space, productive fire station. I understand we have two locations. I was not in favor of the past, but I am 100% favor of the direction that we have started to move this committee by reviewing, working on the Park Street facility and designing a new one in Sanborn Road. Mike Robinson said at one of our, I believe it was our first meeting, don't build it if you can't staff it. Well, I can agree with that technology, with that understanding, I should say. However, I think, like most of us that work in the public sector, staffing is going to be a continual work in progress. But for this committee's movement, I honestly think that, and I would say this, and I would suggest maybe to this committee, that we all ask the same question. Do we believe that we need it? Because to your point, Mr. Chairman, the last thing that we need at any juncture in time is somebody whose mission it is to undermine the people at this table and say, well, so-and-so doesn't think that we need it. So I think the first question that comes out of my mouth and in my mind, if I was in that chair, to all the people around here would be, do you think that we need it? And if you don't, then please explain why you don't, or what you need to do without being pressured, what you need to do to support. Does that make sense? Or
It makes perfect sense, and I mean, it seems no matter what the plan is, there are other opinions and outside factors. And I've sat on this committee since 2019, and there are times that I just, you know what, this is not where I'm thinking, this is going to blow up. But I think I was always open about it, and I make suggestions, and sometimes it flew and sometimes it didn't. But you've got to have, before you can think about public buy-in, you've got to have it right here at this table. And I'll tell you right now, there are portions of this that I question.
Okay, so we're on the same kind of page.
But I questioned things before.
Right.
But I stayed involved because you want to see it come to fruition. I don't care what you end up with. Not everyone is going to, but there's got to be more reasons to vote for it than there are to vote against it. So, and there has to be many more reasons to vote for it, because this is going to be bonded money or borrowed money, either bond bank or private bank. It's going to be borrowed money, and because it is, it takes the supermajority to pass. And you know, there are features of this that I'm going to be honest. I'm not 100. But I've not been 100 before, and I stayed, and we saw it through. You see other perspectives, and you know what? It ain't going to be all that in a bag of chips. So, but we don't. I mean, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I got to believe that the commissioner's rep is at least 100% on board, because it comes from his commission. But I also believe that it's not 100% from all the commissioners. So,
Do we know that, Tim, for sure?
I guess we'd be parsing
Yeah,
words, but I think, going to your first part of the question, I think all the commissioners are on board that there's a need.
Yeah, okay.
oh, absolutely.
Absolutely. We're all on board with that. And I think we all agree that if there was a best solution, good, better, best solution Tilton Northfield would have figured that out, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, which is why we keep going through this exercise, because there isn't a perfect solution that we've been able to come up with. So, with all that being said, yeah, we'd like it to cost as little as possible, and but yeah, I would say the commissioners are on board with moving forward, and this is the best solution that we can come up with right now.
Mr. Chairman, can I add a comment? I've been waiting for this meeting. I had a man call me, as you know, I'm the town administrator. I had a man call me, leave a message in my inbox downstairs. He had 3 questions, 2 relating to the town of Tilton. And the third, not necessarily this order, but there were 3 questions. The third one was, and I'm going to be candid, what do we have to do to get paint on that fire station that looks like shit? Quote unquote, his comment. When I called him back, and I won't mention his name because I'm not sure that he wants it public, but he is a Tilton taxpayer. He's been here a number of years, and I know him very well. Most people at this table know him. He said, I've never been by the fire station. This is a taxpayer who's lived in Tilton a long time. I've never been by the fire station. He said, I didn't realize that we were still in that dump when I called him back. Further comment. And so I'm happy to let you know that I serve on the committee as a Northfield resident and as a Tilton Town administrator. I said I serve on that committee, and we hope that we're going to change that this year. And he said, he's a very conservative man. He said, I didn't realize that it got that far. Now, if that man who is of my age and gets around, how many other people, citizens, don't know that, I mean, the 24-hour news media runs 24 hours, but not everybody picks up the phone, turns on the television, or reads the newspaper. But I thought that was pretty ironic.
Was he talking about Center Street?
Was. Yep. Was. He thought we got rid of it a while ago. Anyway.
I don't know if I'm speaking out of term. Can I speak?
Sure.
So, me, I understand the need for living quarters. I get that, like, as far as where I'm sitting. So, and I've been talking to people, telling them I joined this committee. The questions that I'm asked, so, because I'm an honest person, so I can't lie about anything. I told them, we're trying to build 2 fire stations. We're going to add on to Park Street as the plan. They want to build a new one in Tilton, and they want to man Park Street. So somebody asked me why, and I was explaining the calls, whatever. So I don't know if I'm allowed to ask this question. So they actually said, is it an influx in the summer when Highland is open, and say, could it just be staffed partially?
I mean, it's not, our call volume is pretty steady throughout the year.
Yep.
We wouldn't just be staffing Park Street. The plan would be to staff both
Right,
stations.
yes.
Yeah.
So I was trying to say exactly everything you were doing.
Yeah,
Yep.
so they're really, unlike Guilford, Laconia, even Sanborn to a certain extent, we don't really have highs and lows.
Okay.
We'll go up and down 10 to 15 calls. I mean, sometimes we were really slow in March for some reason, don't know why. There was no explanation for it. We picked right back up, but we don't have those influxes. We are steady throughout the year.
Okay.
And with our village being probably the number 1 area, and with our East Tilton being the number 2 area. And that station in East Tilton covers part of the village, but the Park Street station covers the other half of that village, is the reasoning, because neither station is in a good spot. If we go right down to Park Street now, we're moving away from 70%, we are increasing the call volume, and I don't want to keep saying call volume, because call volume isn't the end-all be-all. I mean, I'm sorry, response times.
Yep.
Sorry, response time isn't the end-all be-all, in my opinion. But when you move to Northfield, you're going further away from 70% of your calls. So the thought is, you know, I've said it before, and I'll keep saying it, I would love to have one station right here. We can't. It's just not possible. So what's the next? That's the best solution. We've exhausted our possibilities to my extent. Besides taking things from eminent domain, and that will never happen, right? So the next step is to, all right, how do we, you know, serve the community by using Clark Street or Sanborn Road? And neither one by itself is a great location, but the two together actually cover the district very well. Because now you have people near the Village District, you have people near, because our highest hazard targets are Spalding Youth Center, the Veterans Home, Winnisquam High School, Tilton School. They might not be our highest call volumes, but that's where there are target hazards. And then it's also the largest population down here, density-wise down here. East Tilton is becoming very, very busy. It is growing in population, and they have a real need to have coverage down there. So when we spread out, that's the rationale behind staffing both stations. And I just want to point out, I talked to Mike Robinson after he said, if you're not going to staff it, don't build it. And that's not and I asked him, I said, that's not the message I want to send to the fire chief. They're conjoined issues, but they're not the same issue. Just so you know, like as a fire chief, I would not split my staff until we get to 6. I would staff it once we get to 6, I will staff it at 4 and 2. I want that availability when we do go to 6. I don't want that staffing to be tied to these fire stations, because we need these fire stations. And so I don't want to but I want people to understand that once we build these fire stations, until we get to 6 staff per shift, we're not going to split. And that's okay, because we're going to get to 6 staff a shift at some point in the near future, whether it's 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, I don't know, I don't have a crystal ball when the voters approve it, but we will be at 6 staff sooner rather than later. We need to have the place for them. And that's why we want to staff both stations. So they might not get staffed immediately until we have that staff. But does that make sense? But so I'm trying to send that message
Which is a better message.
That's a good message.
Okay.
Yeah, and I talked, and we actually had officers meeting today, we talked about that today. So I want people to understand that we need to staff both stations, and we're going to staff both stations once we get to 6 staff. And having that station done and ready when we get to that point is when we're gonna staff it. Does that make sense?
So it makes sense, but so as a person on the outside looking in to be told that, like you said, you don't have a crystal ball, but so now we're asking people to build 2 fire stations, which is going to affect everybody financially, and then, but this one might sit empty is what you just, and it's not what you said, but that's what you said.
It
So
could,
how
if
does
we,
that-
I'm going
How
to.
do we sell this to them
So-
for them to vote for it?
Yeah,
if it's
It's
not
empty
done?
now.
Yeah, I mean, it sits empty now, and I'm going to be asking for staff, not this year, but very shortly.
Okay.
We need the staff whether we build these stations or not. I've already talked to, I think I've talked to Tim and talked to the previous building committee about this. I'm gonna ask for the staff whether I might not get it, I'm not saying I will, but I'm gonna begin to ask for staff whether we get these stations or not. And I have a plan to make Center Street livable for 6 guys. It's not gonna be great, it's not gonna be good, but it's gonna work. And so we need the staff whether we build these stations or not.
Anything you'd like to share? You have any thoughts? Have you?
Not at the moment.
Okay. When the time comes, I'll ask you again at some point.
That's fine.
But if it's before I ask you, how about you, Matt? Good.
Got nothing.
All right.
And I think it's important that we also, and the chief can probably speak to this better than I, but we had a call yesterday, last night, I don't know, 4 or 5 o'clock, for a structure fire in Samberton on Lake Winnisquam. And 2 callers called 911. They were both on the other side of the lake in Laconia. Both of them were calling about a structure fire in Samberton. And they were trying to describe the location as, I'm looking at it, and Steel Hill is just up the hill to the right, or something like that. So, Tilton, Northfield, Sanborn, Belmont, all get dispatched. New Hampton gets dispatched to cover Sanborn. We call in for station coverage. A bunch of the call guys come in. They're driving around up in Sanborn
Looking for it.
trying to find out where this fire is. And during that whole process, they're trying to reach the two people who called. Lakes Region Mutual Aid is looking at cameras, trying to see a column of smoke. They get a hold of Marine Patrol, who's out on the lake, trying to have them help figure out where this fire is. We've got two fire chiefs or deputy chiefs, one from Sanborn. I didn't look up the other number, but two of them driving around up there in Sanborn trying to find the fire. They've got trucks staged on Lower Bay Road. They have to call Sanborn. They wait 6 minutes before they retone.
Yep.
Nobody responded from Sanborn. They retoned at 6 minutes. Nobody responded from New Hampton. They retoned them at 6 minutes.
All call,
Station.
right? They're all call departments?
Sanborn has 2 full-time staff, 24 hours a day. I'm not quite sure why they weren't there.
Okay.
They weren't on another call. I was actually going to call their deputy chief and see what happened, because they have 2 people now, 24 hours a day. They have 1 full-time member and 1 per diem, 24 hours a day.
Okay.
But, and so the reason I bring the whole thing up is I'm listening to this, and, you know, dispatch is trying to do the best to get some men and equipment there, firefighters and equipment there. They can't find the fire, which I assume after the fact there wasn't really a structure fire. But the fact that you had 2 fire departments that nobody was responding. So going to this needing more firefighters, the mentality that we can rely on mutual aid. But Sanborn took another medical call during that, and they were going to have
They ended up doing CPR on that person. So
Meredith come and help them with that, and you know, it's like they can't come to the first call, let alone respond to their second call. We're out. Our guys are all sitting in trucks up on Lower Bay Road trying to figure out where this fire is.
When,
You know,
when I
what-
started on the department, we were doing around 1,100 calls a year. We had 3 full-time members, 24 hours a day, plus a call staff of, I think it was 37 or 38 at the time. We are now at so since 2006, we've only added 1 person per shift. So we've gone and we've more than doubled our call volume, and now we're down to 14 call members with only 3 EMS providers out of those 14. When we used to have that 38, we had, I don't know, Matt, was it half the staff? You would probably 15 to 20 call members were EMTs.
Do they age out?
They aged out, they moved away. It's because
Some went full-time.
And somehow we still have the biggest call department of anybody around us. Nobody has a call department left. So we were doing half the calls we are today with 324 and then 38 call guys. We're only at 424. We're down to 14 call guys, and I hope they stick around for a while. But their average age is over 60.
So probably not.
And when we had calls, I mean, obviously we had a lot more fires back then too, and we would get, I mean, shoot, you could put 6 people on a truck every day for call guys because we're all around. Now none of us are around anymore. I've been gone for 5 days. I just got back today, so.
The need is definitely there.
That's why you'll hear Mike Robinson talk so much about the need, because he knows, like the ambulances. Today, we were just downstairs today, and we had 1 person fall, serious injury over on right across from Matt's house, and then within a minute, we had another person fall at the new hotel. So we had and that's how it is, and the ambulance is so busy nowadays. It's just.
Is there an Explorer program that does, you needed more, it sounds like you need both, right? More EMS and more fire. Is there an Explorer
The
program?
Explorer programs, they have stuff at the Concord Fire Academy for Explorers every summer. It's a tough program to run when you don't have the staff to run it. We have a call program, and we will take anyone. I shouldn't say that, but we will. I mean, you have to have it's the problem is, as a call member, the amount of education now required is is probably triple of when I started.
What is
So-
it, firefighter 1, firefighter 2?
Firefighter 1 now is 240-hour class. Firefighter 2 is another, like, I think, 160-hour class.
Is that what they're requiring for call, firefighter 2?
Well, we require firefighter 1 or EMT basic within a year. So EMT basic is around, I think, a 280-hour class plus another 40 to 80 hours of clinical time. And it's a huge commitment if you have another job. You know, and we found over the years, we were paying the people right away. We need them to be on the department for a year to know they're gonna show up before we start paying for these classes now.
Okay.
Because, you know, like, we keep 1 out of every 4. For every 4 called people that apply, 1 sticks around.
Okay.
And we were paying a lot of money and a lot of time to train these people, and they were gone. But right now, we're using a SAFER grant. We have 2 new call members. We just hired another call member yesterday. And we're using a SAFER grant to pay for their training and their gear and stuff. But that only covers 3 members, and once that's done, we won't be able to do that anymore.
Okay.
But you know, it's the call staff, it's a countrywide problem. It is not a Tilton problem, it's not a New Hampshire problem, it is a nationwide problem with the call and volunteer.
On we go. Update on the process. Is that something you want to discuss, Tim?
Well, yeah, if it's okay.
No, that's it.
So, what's going on right now is we finalizing the contract with SMP. Our lawyer, their lawyer, working out the little details. We've asked, or we've sent out a request for qualifications for the construction manager.
That's in your packets.
That's a 2-page document, and there's a whole bunch of dates on the back.
Yep, sorry.
So, and then I think the second document, or the last document, is the proposed construction management RFP, which is,
That's still in progress.
that's right, and you see the working copy there with the attorney. So what'll happen with the request for qualifications, we'll receive back, and we're getting good response, it sounds like. Narrow that down to the top candidates, and then we will interview them. We're going to do a tour, as you can see, so anybody who wants to come, so we can run anybody who's interested all at once, provide questions, and then issue the RFP to the finalists there. I probably did get you a little confused there, so that we can have hire a construction manager. The construction manager's role is to provide pricing for the architect. Obviously, the architect can come up with pricing too, but it's sort of the construction manager is like clerk of the works for the fire district. So that's where we're at now. SMP is moving forward, and I think the timeline, why we know it's tight and compressed, is achievable. And then we'll start seeing some examples of floor plans that'll fit on the site to get the rooms in that we need, so then now we can start critiquing and verifying that we've got all the spaces that we need and the buildings will fit on the property the most effective way to be able to get the best value and price out of putting on the lots. So that's sort of the process. So moving forward, we should start seeing that coming to the committee and to the commissioners, and then getting your input, and then being able to then get the message out to the community as we move through these different steps.
So this ad right here was in the Daily Sun on July 7th. That's the,
Request for qualifications.
was that the first day of publication?
So I believe those only were publicized one day each. So I went by the purchasing policy. We sent the RFQ out to, and I hope I'm not wrong on this number, 14 different construction companies from a call list. We posted it on New Hampshire Municipal Association's website for the entire time the RFQ was open. We also posted it in a builder's Journal, I guess it's very popular among the construction companies. We posted it in that journal for the entire portion of the qualifications being open. And then we posted it for a day in Laconia Daily Sun and the Union Leader for our purchasing policy.
So everyone that you just mentioned saw this print.
Though everyone I mentioned, we sent the whole RFQ out. And then we posted it on our website also.
So here's my real question. This was posted, or not posted, published, the Daily Sun, July 7th. With an expectation that they be back on the 16th. That's 9 days.
So this is just for qualification. All they're telling us in the 9 days, they don't need to talk about our stations. They don't need to talk about what their plan is for our stations. All they're saying is we are qualified to build a fire department, a fire station, and here's why. From my understanding, and again, this is my first process, but from my understanding, these guys have that ready to go. This is a very common, it's a boilerplate thing that they send out. They might tailor it a little bit to us, but it's not the RFP is going to take them some time, but the RFQ is
when
not.
I read this, my mind went, that's not much time. It makes us look like we're in a hurry. The last thing I think will help us, and you hear me say this many times, is you're in a damn hurry. We want to move. I don't think we want to appear to anyone to be in a hurry for no other reason than we have an RSA imposed deadline backwards, I believe backwards from the annual meeting date to public hearing dates to notifications. I mean, there's a calendar that most of us, I think, have seen. So if that's a bit of a relief for me to hear that this ain't what I thought it was.
Yeah, it's not the whole RFP. It's just saying, can you build us a fire station?
That's a breath of fresh
Basically,
air.
that's like, you're looking at it as a job.
Here's my
You're
resume.
applying for a job, and you gotta have it in by this date.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, to do an RFP in that amount of time would be virtually
So that's
impossible.
what I'm.
Yeah.
Kevin, would you like Kathy to send out that document with all the dates for the newer members who might not have ever seen that?
I don't see anything wrong with that. I think that's.
It's in your package.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That calendar.
Yes, sir,
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I know which calendar you're talking about. Never mind. Yes, we can send that out.
So many days
Yeah.
before the meeting, you have to have this.
Yes.
You have to have the budget hearing, warrant hearing. There's and it depends when you're borrowing money, that interjects other dates.
Yeah, it's the DRA mandates.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's a hell
We'll
of
have Kathy
very
send that
handy
out.
to have, so.
Yes.
You got your eye on the prize, and we know, and we, I think, can make a better determination, can we make it?
Yes. Mr. Chairman, might I ask a question of the Commissioner? Walkthrough on the construction manager services. July 28th, 1:30 p.m. Commissioner, is that a walkthrough of all the properties one day?
Yes, so well, if you go back, the short list,
Yeah.
we're going to, it says top 3 firms there, we're thinking maybe 5, so it might be 3 to 5.
I feel like I'm missing something.
The back
The backside of the RFQ.
RFQ.
That one, right here.
All right, so once they return their qualifications, we're going to create a short list.
Okay.
And then we're going to invite the people on the short list to come in and do a walkthrough.
Okay.
And we'll go to the, I think you're going to start.
My plan is to start at the Park Street Station, do a walkthrough, allow them to ask questions, and then head over to Sanborn Road,
Okay.
walk through over there, and then with the architects, some of them wanted to see Center Street Station just to see what we're in place. So Center Street Station would be the third destination for anybody who didn't want to. And some of the architects wanted to go there, some didn't. So but both, I know they want to go to the.
I was just trying to get look at my schedule so I can.
And this walkthrough is with the construction manager firms?
Correct. And it's the same, I did it with the design and engineering firms also.
The construction manager firm is gonna take all the bids that these people put in, is that what this person's doing?
So the architect designs the buildings and draws the plans. And the construction manager's job is to take those plans and then bid out the subs and then
Okay.
control that process. The commissioners have final authority on who they pick for a bidder, but they'll put the bids out, get the quotes back, and they'll bring the quotes to the commission. The commission will say, well, we like this concrete company, and then they'll help them say, these guys have worked for us before, they've done this, here's this price, and the commissioners have reserve the right to pick, like if there's a local construction company that can do it that's on Park Street in Northfield, they can pick that. But the construction manager's job is to send that out to bid and then bring those prices back.
Okay,
And the other thing the construction manager will do is work with the architect and have the conversation about, well, I see you're planning to do it this way. Right now, we're seeing that that product isn't available, so you might want to look into other solutions that will be more cost effective or available.
okay,
So it's sort of a,
keep them on track.
Perfect. I just wanted to know so I could try to free myself up, so. You said we're
So
all,
we-
but
yes, you're all invited to go to, obviously, any of those dates, that's all public. So if you want to go to the walkthrough, just to see the kind of questions that are asked from these folks.
So we covered
I
the
guess we covered a
process.
lot of that there.
We covered, I think, the RFP. Is it dark in here?
Yes.
It
yes, it is. Would you like me to turn the
I
lights
thought
on?
I was losing my sight here.
No.
What's going on?
Pull the shades. Let there be
There
light.
we go.
I'll give you one more in just a second.
Just
Just gonna move the sheet,
Need
my
help
bathroom.
with
No, that's okay.
we covered
What are you doing?
our
A bathroom out back. We have a little bathroom.
RFP contract we covered. And is there any further update on the construction manager? I think we-
Well, no, that's what we were just referring to. The last document there is going to be the RFP that we're going to submit to those 3 to 5 construction managers who send in a qualification.
So I think I heard that regardless of how many sets of qualifications you receive from construction management firms, the commission will pare that down to 3, maybe 5.
Correct.
And it will be further pared down.
Then we'll send those 3 to 5 this RFP for them to respond to.
And in the end, you'll pick
One. Yep.
We have 6 that have said we are submitting RFQs. We haven't got the RFQ yet, but
Right.
the qualifications. So we have 6 companies so far. We've had, I think, another 5 that have got back to us and say, we do not intend to submit.
So, want to understand that this committee is not involved on any level with selecting the construction manager.
Correct.
And it's hands off to this committee solely in the lap of the commission.
Correct.
New business, community engagement. My question is,
Ouch. I heard that. I heard that.
It's not so funny.
my question is, how do we engage the community when we don't know what we're engaging in? My answer is we don't. And we can't until further down the road, beyond construction manager selection, beyond the selection of the contractors until we get something they're gonna say, look what we got. This is what we wanna do.
And I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think that SMP is already working on starting to do some design work. So you may start seeing some of that show up before we get through to, the construction manager helping with the pricing, but we might start seeing some floor plans and buildings placed on lots to start talking about.
Is that normal? That seems cart before the horse to me.
Well, they have to come up with a plan so that the construction manager can start pricing it.
We're just, and again, I'm new to this, but the word they're telling is schematic design. So they're not using architectural drawings, they're using a schematic design to say this is what we're gonna do. They don't know which 2x4 is going where, which window is going where. So it's just a schematic design, say this is how we wanna do it. Once we get that construction manager, they talk about, a big thing I think was the materials. They found that out in New Boston. What worked 2 years ago, that might not work today because something either isn't available or something much cheaper or much, the expense of everything just goes up and down so much right now. And they know we're trying to keep this price down, we don't need. And so that's where they're gonna work with that construction manager on, after that schematic design. I think one of the big differences in this process versus the last project, we are not going to have that design build like we did with Lorero. We're not gonna have, when we went to, in November, we knew which air conditioning units we were using, which electrical panels we were using. We're not gonna know that until after the bond, until after the bond vote. So we're gonna have that schematic design, then they're gonna come up with preliminary drawings, and that's what's gonna get us the cost of the construction.
But to have a bond vote, you have to have a price.
Oh, yeah, yeah, that's how, this is how 90% of municipalities do it, and they don't go, you're gonna have a not to exceed price, and it doesn't exceed that price. Yeah.
Which means cutbacks. That's what we did with the police station. Yeah.
Yeah.
We had to cut back certain areas.
And that's just how because to get to the design build was gonna be so expensive again, I think, I don't wanna speak for the commission, I'll let you speak to that, but.
We understand, and it's made clear every time we have a session or a public meeting that we're very price sensitive. We all can say we need it, but nobody wants to pay for it, so we have to get
That's where you've got to get these people's minds to click.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't want to pay for it.
Right.
I don't.
I don't blame you.
I don't. But, I've paid for a lot of things in my life that I didn't want to pay for.
Right.
Had to do it.
Right.
You got to get enough people to just be willing to take it on the chin.
I think SMP talked about late summer is when we should start public education. We won't have numbers, we won't have stuff, but there's other education we can do.
Yeah, word of mouth.
Yeah, we waited last time to do public education until we had a final number. And we need to start the education a lot sooner before that.
It's scaring me because I've been running my mouth a lot.
Well, no, and
And
that's
telling
that's
them the need.
That's what we're supposed
Same
to.
here.
That's what we're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
I can count on one hand, and there's always some, I don't care what the proposal is, what the issue is, I can count on one hand the people who think, that I know, that say, we don't need it. Okay, what you mean by
Right. We don't need it. If it was fully paid for, we'd still vote against it.
that? If it were free, I wouldn't take it because we got to maintain it. That's the latest Sunday market basket.
Come on.
If it were free, I wouldn't take it because we got to maintain it.
Yep.
Come on.
That, if that's not a quote, that's so close, it's not funny.
So when people ask me the need, I'm like, well, these people are sleeping with contaminants. That's going to be more money later down the road because they're going to be paying workman's comp. That's what I'm trying to tell them.
Well, you should invite them to come to the station.
I haven't even been there yet. They keep saying I'm going, but
You know that,
Oh,
I've been
you
there,
have
I
to.
get it.
When can you go this week?
When I go in
Chief,
there,
what days are?
it's homey as hell. I didn't say homely, I said homey.
Yeah.
The place is homey.
Yeah.
You go in and you go,
They've done a
I
nice
kind of
job.
like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's not a firefighter who works for me who doesn't say they love that station. I'm gonna shed a tear. I love that place. But when you see the foundation crumbling and then the walls move about 4 inches between summer and winter now, so my chair slides this way in the winter and then it slides this way in the summer. It's not long for this world, but we love it. We love that station. That station has so much character. There isn't a firehouse that has that much character in the state.
You should absolutely go see it. Have you been?
Yeah, I was on the fire department for a
I
while.
do say I'm gonna go. Is it because, so I heard you say like you couldn't be there, so my guess is you guys tried to build a station there too?
So we when Lorero was with us, we had them do a study. Now, whether you like that study or not is varying
Like
opinions.
it.
However,
Sure is.
what it really comes down to, the Tilton Selectmen had a surveyor survey that parking lot to show where the boundary lines were for car parking,
Yep.
for spaces.
Yep.
In that boundary line, we were able to now exactly see where the building in front of us owns and where we own. And I don't know if this would ever happen, but we don't own enough property to back an ambulance, never mind a fire truck in there. In front, so you would have to, there's no way you could get fire trucks and ambulance. Now, we drive over his property all the time right now, but he could come with one day and say,
Yep.
don't drive on my property anymore. And we wouldn't be able to put, never mind a fire truck, we wouldn't be able to put an ambulance, even in a new station if we redesigned it.
Okay.
And because the behind the fire station where we use and park, that's actually a land lease from the railroad company.
Okay.
We don't own that, the railroad company. They leased it to us, they did a 99-year lease. But, so even if we back that station all the way up, we'd have nowhere to park and nowhere to put anybody, and it's just not a feasible
Bottom line, there's not enough land to build a fire station
at the
at
center.
today's standards, I feel like is how you would sell that to the public.
Yeah.
So one of the things, if I might, Mr. Chairman, I think is important is when we get to the public education piece, that we take hire a photographer or find somebody that wants to donate their services, we tell them. And we take a picture of that shit hole, as referred to by a Tilton resident, and do a side-by-side. Because there's plenty of historic, and we agree that, those things are nice and that stuff, but I think for those people that probably don't see it because it doesn't sit out in public view, some people would probably be surprised at what we're operating at.
Okay.
That's just my.
I bet you there's a lot of people that don't even know.
I bet there are. This guy is a round town guy, and he's like, he just started walking because his doctor told him he was going to drop dead if he didn't. He started walking, and he said, on my walking
That's a
path
great
now."
place to do it, though.
Yeah, it is a great place to do it. Yeah.
Response time
It's
is
safer.
quick.
Yeah, exactly. You drop down right there. But
So, anything else on community engagement?
Mr. Chairman, just, that continued conversation, I was going to look up Ross's schedule over at the library. Once every 3 weeks or so, he has a session, and I'm just gonna see if it would be okay to join him. And as we move,
that's a great idea.
the senior center has a newsletter that they put out. Again, a great place to provide information and then go and speak. They though get people who aren't from Tilton, just Tilton North, but they have others as well. But those types of things where we can get the news out there.
The town of Northfield has a newsletter.
Yes,
I think it's monthly as well.
it's monthly as well, right? And they're always happy to put in.
Oh, you do? Yeah, no,
Yeah. It's just we have to come up with the content and get it to them.
The Parks Committee in Northfield has done a pretty fantastic job getting the word out and building a lot of support. And I say that we kind of mimic along that line, because I shared with Sherry that I was really pleased at how it looks and the very positive comments that I got, just me personally, on Old Home Day. So, and what it's doing, community involvement. So.
Any other business?
I have a question.
Go ahead.
So, what does it look like? What if the townspeople said you could build one? What does that look like for you?
That's not an option.
Okay, well, that's good to know. Like, I don't know this. This is
You-
why I'm asking this question.
It's a great-
You could go to district meeting with, 2 articles, Plan A, Plan B, but you're gonna have to have figures for both of them, and guess what? Figures are expensive.
Yeah,
We've done it before with engines, right? We did, and what happens if you present the one you really want first, if it passes, you simply bypass the next one. If it fails, you vote on the next one. I think, I've been thinking about this.
I'm sorry.
No, that's a good question. It's a
Yeah,
very good question.
I see value in both, but we don't have enough money to do both, I don't think, to come with 2 separate figures. Right, that's 2 separate plans, that's,
And if you go back
Yeah.
over the last, the committee first started, 2019?
this one 19.
Yeah. And so some of those, talking about the people who wouldn't vote for it,
Yep,
don't need it.
yep.
Well, we also have if you're gonna put it in Northfield, then you have a whole group of Tilton people who aren't gonna vote for it.
So
But
legit is
so-
totally why I came to this, because that's what people say to me, and I'm like, it doesn't make any sense to me.
Right.
Like, that's not logical. So I've heard it.
Right.
I've heard people say that, like, if it's in Northfield, I won't vote for it. Okay. I don't know, I live in Tilton, I would, but it's my business.
Well, and then the other thing that hasn't come up, but if, as the chief would say, operationally, it's not.
So logically.
It doesn't work there or there. And then if you were to say to the voters, all right, we're going to build the first one, and then in some number of years we'll build the second one. Well,
Why do you need
what
both?
is that number
Right,
of years?
that's
Because
fair.
if you end up having a loan on this one for 20 years, are you going to be able to ask for this one? Or are you going to have to wait 20 years and then operationally you're in a bad situation for
Well, it's
20
like,
years?
well, what it costs today, and then you're trying to get a bid for 10 years later, it's going to be more money anyway. So, like, bite the bullet. But I, trying to sell this to the public, I really do talk to a lot of people, and I listen to what people say. So,
And that's a concern they have.
it's, that I talk to people? Or-
No,
Like, we don't shut up. I won't say it if you don't want me to.
It's what you say after they leave.
Yeah, so why do we build one and not?
So, yeah, what people say, well, so people say that, so, like, I could go back to them as far as logistics, like, we cannot build downtown Tilton, like, those are factual things.
That's correct.
So it makes sense to, if we have to build a new fire station that we cannot build there, to go that way, which creates the separation for logistic coverage.
yes.
That's, I'm not speaking wrong, correct?
No, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Neither one is a good spot by itself, but both together, if we staff them,
And
4 and
that's
2,
why.
it's actually a really good response.
Because the people
So-
ask the why question, why?
And it serves the people better,
Mhm.
that plan.
To hear something like, well, the people at Tilton won't vote for it if it's in Northfield, or the people in Northfield won't vote for
Yeah.
it in Tilton, that to me is dumb, because to me, that's opinion. So, but facts,
Mhm.
it's about coverage and,
Yeah.
What's in the best
What-
interest of the public?
What's an acceptable response time to a call?
okay,
And there is national standards, or you're supposed to have 4 firefighters on scene within 4 minutes. Well, we can't meet that.
Yeah.
Because we're rural and we don't have
yep,
enough
correct,
staff.
yep,
So we go on to the 8-minute. Can you have 4 firefighters on scene within 8 minutes? From one station or the other, we cannot, but from both stations, we can.
okay.
And those are the standards that
So
they
trying to
use.
keep
You know,
up with
and-
national standards is
National,
really.
and that's where the 4, that's the biggest reason the 4 come in, and I could sit here and talk all day about how good it is to have 4 together.
Well,
but the
maybe
nas-
instead of wasting everybody's time, I come visit you and we talk, and I'll create a plan to tell these people.
the
And
nas-
they give you a tour of the station.
Yes.
The national standard is you have 4 people on the engine, or whatever first due apparatus
Which
is
makes
going.
sense, yep.
Because when you get there, you have 2 that go inside the building and the 2 that stay, they call it the 2 in, 2 out
Yeah, yeah,
rule.
yeah.
So there's 2 that go in the building, 2 that stay outside. And they need to arrive together because there's a lot of planning that goes on the way to that fire.
Yep.
What we typically do is send 2 in on the hose line.
Yep.
We have 1 on the pump that runs the engine, and then when we have 1 in command who commands the incident.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why you need those 4. That's the biggest reason you need those four together. There's a lot of other reasons too, but that's the biggest one.
Okay.
And I think geographically, we have some issues because Tilton's long and narrow. and
Yep.
Northfield is deep.
Yep.
And we have some traffic issues, like when we had the accident up there at Planet Honda, where
Yeah.
from the interstate down here to the bridge, if you lose that thoroughfare,
Right?
that's a big problem. It's a
That's
long
totally
way
fair,
around.
right, because,
Long way
well,
around.
I guess that's another logical thing, like the amount of wrecks that happen there, it's easy to have the road closed. That is kind of another valid point, so wouldn't it be easy to send somebody from Northfield to there and then the fire station's over there? I can sell this. Probably shouldn't say that on this recording.
But I think you're right. I think we can work. As Kevin said, we have to understand. Are we in favor of this? Do we understand the issues and the needs?
Right, I understand the need, so
Right.
that's totally it. And then these questions are things I have, and then other questions people ask me. You're not stuttering when I'm asking you questions, so it's not because you want this. It's a need of it.
Yeah.
Like,
We need to be out of Center Street. As much as I love it, I love that building.
yeah,
That building's done some more for me in my career and everything else, but we need to be out of that building.
fair. That's all I have. Sorry, Kevin.
That's fine. Well, this here agenda says the next meeting is July 27th. As I sit here, I don't see a point. We have nothing from
You put in front of us yet?
SMP or
where's our
if
date?
that's,
Would it? My only thought would be to leave it on the calendar for now and let a week and a half go by before you cancel
that
it.
would be the intent.
Okay, I would concur that right now maybe we don't need that meeting,
We
but
may not need it.
I think it might be premature to cancel it.
And I'd rather let it ride and cancel it closer to the date than to shut it off now,
Yeah.
because, I don't know, I have a question. When these meetings get posted, is there a counter that tells anyone how many times it's been viewed?
I don't know. I'd have to, there should be
Is
on
it on
Kathy.
YouTube?
It's on, well,
Yeah.
Kathy uses YouTube, so you.
They have,
Yeah, it's gotta be.
Yep.
Is that timer or counter where I can see it, where the public can see it?
I think if you click on the video and go to YouTube, it should be underneath.
Yeah.
I believe.
Yep.
I don't know that for sure though.
but every time you click on it, it's gonna show that it's been viewed again.
Right.
So if
So,
you-
so if I watch it 4 times,
It'll-
So
it brings up
It
four more?
should.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it does, but I think it does.
How many times have you watched
Call
this?
it, yeah.
See, that doesn't help. I was hoping to be able to look and see whether we're getting
Interest.
8
Yeah.
people or 900.
Yeah.
But if, and.
8 is
and
closer.
I tend to, so I can absorb something, I'll read it or watch it more times. So by doing that, I'm really not helping.
Well, I mean, I feel like you're helping yourself.
Well, yeah, but I mean, contrary to everyone's belief, it's not all about me.
Well,
But Matt made a good point, because I asked the same question years ago about the commissioners' meetings, and you look and see, 12 people watched it, and, the chief would tell you that most of the firefighters watch those meetings after the fact, so.
So we should, like, not pay attention to the first 20 views or what? If we're all watching, because 4 of them are mine, you've got 16 people that work for you.
there's probably 2 firefighters that watch them and then they give the report to everybody else. And I can tell you who those were. Yeah.
So what I'm really wondering is how much is it getting out?
oh, well, I see a
like-
lot of people. I've been running my mouth a
All
lot.
the public that are here watching.
Because I know since I've become chair, I've been, hey, now, what are you going to do?
Oh, I tell people you're the chairman too.
What are you going to do? Don't look at me thinking,
You're making
because that ain't how this works.
Yeah,
And if you think that, you need to change your mindset,
yeah.
because that ain't how it works.
Democracy.
So, also though, since becoming chair, more people, there are a certain amount of people who talked to me about different things, whether I was involved or not. But since then, there's been people who wouldn't have normally, and one of them said, well, what are you gonna do?
No preconceived
Well,
notions.
I hope, if I can accomplish one thing, focus. With the eye on a successful vote, whenever it is. Anything else to come before?
I have a question. When is August meeting?
What is August meeting?
Yes.
Well, if
Jerry's
it's the
going
second
through
and fourth,
Second and fourth.
So it'd be the 10th and 24th. I will not be here on the 24th.
Oh, good. That's the one I want.
you getting golf lessons from your wife on that?
Yes, I need them.
Is there a way to change it from the 2nd to the 1st for that month, for August?
Second what? Of the
Instead of
month?
the 2nd Tuesday, do it the 1st Tuesday?
You mean Monday?
Monday.
Oh, Monday,
Stop
sorry.
changing the
Monday.
day, the 3rd?
Yeah.
Well, the short answer is yes. The question that comes from that is, does it work for a majority of the committee?
So I was asking.
It would work for me.
It won't work for me.
Something else, that's all. Chief?
The 3rd works for me. The only thing that doesn't work is the 17th, but that's only because it's a commissioners meeting.
Yeah, the
Well,
24th.
I'm free the 24th, I'll be driving back. I probably, I don't want to tell you I couldn't.
So the reason I ask is I'm leaving the 7th and coming back the 23rd. So chances are I probably won't be here the 24th because it's the day after I come back.
Yeah. So that's,
18 days. Yes.
that's there's something about the first.
Calendar. The
Yep.
3rd. He was looking for the 3rd.
Yeah. So if we keep the meetings on the 2nd and the
2nd and the 4th.
And the
you would-
4th,
You would miss both.
I would miss
meetings.
both meetings.
Yeah.
And we have two that change doesn't work for.
So you just wanna change one meeting to the 3rd instead of the 10th?
That's what I'm asking, if it's possible.
I think I could do that.
Is anyone not available on August 3rd? Which is the first
Monday.
Monday.
First
Monday.
Monday. First Monday.
First Monday, I
First
have
Monday.
fire training.
Jim?
I'm free. What time is
I'm
fire
free.
training?
6.
Does the fire training affect Derek?
Oh, no, only if he's working. And he's not working right now.
So it looks like it would be, without having Helen, it looks like it would be a 2-for-1 swap. We'd have one meeting without 2 people, or we have one meeting a different date without 1.
I can do the 3rd.
So we can make that, we can change that, and we'll, are still, as we sit, guaranteed a quorum on both days. Is that,
And the next one would be in
No,
August.
the 24th. I won't be here, you won't be here, you won't be here.
I don't come
You
to
don't
it's a
vote,
quorum.
okay,
Yeah,
so-
I'm only advisory.
so you're not available on the 24th?
Correct.
And that's the meeting Jerry wants to change.
And that's an
No.
important one.
I want to change 10 to the 3rd.
We're fired.
Can we do the 25th, Tuesday?
So,
I don't know about the space availability, you have to check with.
We could have it at the fire station.
We can
Well,
have
you
it
gotta
at my
get the fire
salon and I can continue to work and we can sell it to some people. 25. Can you meet after 7 o'clock? It's late.
Nope, that's not an option for me.
Fired.
Me either. It's a long day.
I'm sorry. I work until 7.
So, how do we come out of this with the most people?
third, we can do.
Because it seems like there's always someone who may not show, and it don't take much more of a no-show. We'd end up with a quorum and can't
Well,
meet.
who can't make the third? You can make-
Matt can't make the
Matt can't
Oh,
make
Matt can.
it. And then a whole bunch of people can't make the 20th.
Can we do the third at 5 PM? And then you give him an hour.
Yeah.
I can. I got Mondays off, most of the
I
time.
can do the third at 5.
I'm fine with 5.
And everybody can.
So
Is that what you want to do?
August 3rd at 5 PM, we'll find a meeting room, or is,
Kathy can look for a meeting room
Yeah, she
and
can.
update the calendar from the 10th.
so there'll be no meeting on the 10th, it will be the 3rd at 5 PM at a location to be determined.
Thank you.
Send me a check.
I will. It's already in your mailbox. Says you owe me.
And it says I'd rather own to you than cheat you out of it.
There you go. So, it occurred to me after the last meeting that, and it was totally legit, that I adjourned the meeting. It's been practiced, and I personally don't like the practice, that's why I have never done it. But it's been practiced to ask for a motion to adjourn. So I'm asking you,
So,
what do you want?
yeah, I think it's proper to ask for a motion to adjourn.
I'll motion to adjourn.
No,
that what you need?
hold the phone there. So I'm looking for guidance into
How
how,
to do that?
I mean, I run the meeting, but
Yeah.
it should be,
Yep.
but I can
Somebody
tell you
else.
that never in my life,
Yeah.
as a chairman, did I ever, it was always, it's called, the time, date, and place of the meeting, call meeting to order and adjourn is totally within any definition of responsibilities of the chairman. There are other people that say, wait a minute, you should adjourn, and whatever you want,
No, I think
I
it's
don't
proper
care.
motion. I just think,
Yeah.
I think it looks better, that way if anybody's questioning.
Yeah, that's sure.
I think it should be motion to adjourn.
Is there a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a
Wait, no,
motion
you
to
made
adjourn.
Is there a second?
I'll say.
We adjourned at 6:38.
All right.
Thank you. And you're just gonna email
I
us
gotta
if
run
we're
to the
gonna
parks
do that, or
Oh.
copy of, if we're gonna
They're
take that
having it
next
down
one.
at the park?
Yes.
You want this paperwork, Scott?
I got one.
Thanks, Kevin.
Yeah,
This is a different one, okay.
yeah, I think there was an extra review.
Yeah, I brought a couple extras, I always do.
Shut your recorders off.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry.
no, that's okay.
No, no.
Those things I
I
did on the